I fixed my school's Wi-Fi by breaking it first and becoming the hero. I graduated as the kid who saved our school's Wi-Fi, shook the principal's hand, and walked away with a glowing recommendation letter. What nobody knows is that the Wi-Fi problem I solved was one I secretly created months earlier, out of frustration, boredom, and a bad idea that somehow worked. I went to a public high school in the US where the internet barely functioned. Pages took minutes to load. Online quizzes froze. Teachers blamed the weather. Students blamed the school. I was just tired of it. I liked coding, loved tinkering, and hated waiting. When the network lagged, I started experimenting in quiet ways, mostly to understand how traffic moved and where it bottlenecked. At some point, curiosity crossed a line. I realized I could make the network worse for everyone else while keeping my own connection smooth. Nothing dramatic. No alarms. Just enough slowdown to push teachers and students into daily complaints. I told myself it was temporary just to prove a point. Weeks passed and the Wi-Fi became a running joke at school. Admin meetings followed. Emails went out. Nothing changed, so I changed tactics. I showed up to the front office after school and introduced myself as a student with network experience. I spoke confidently and used the right buzzwords. I said the issue wasn't the internet provider, but outdated hardware. I offered to run tests and write a report. They were desperate and grateful. I kept everything vague and professional. No details, just charts and comparisons pulled from public sources. The report worked. The district approved a $15,000 upgrade. New equipment arrived. Installers came in over a weekend. On the morning they flipped the switch, I quietly removed my interference. The network suddenly felt fast, clean, and stable. Teachers cheered. Students noticed immediately. The school credited the upgrade to smart planning and student initiative. What followed surprised me. Administrators started inviting me to meetings. Teachers asked for help with classroom tech. I was careful to stick to basics and never touch anything risky. The myth grew on its own. I became the Wi-Fi kid, the one who knew things, the one who fixed what adults couldn't. At graduation, the principal called me aside. He thanked me for my professionalism and said the school was lucky to have students like me. He mentioned he had written a recommendation letter for my college applications, praising my initiative, leadership, and problem-solving under pressure. He said those traits mattered more than perfect grades. I stood there smiling, feeling a mix of pride and unease. The Wi-Fi worked better than ever. The school benefited. Students benefited. Even teachers benefited. The only wrong part was the beginning, the quiet choice to create a problem so I could be the one to solve it. I got into a solid computer science program that fall. I never told anyone the full story. Not because I feared getting caught, but because the truth was messy. I had learned how easy it was to shape outcomes by controlling the narrative, and how thin the line was between clever and unethical. The Wi-Fi stayed fast long after I left. Sometimes I think about that letter and what it praised. I did show initiative. I did solve a problem. I just took a shortcut to get there. It worked once. I don't think I would try it again.